Hi there, my name is Matt Brown, and this is my Module 1 assignment. A little bit about me. I currently live in Sharon Springs, Kansas, which is clear northwest Kansas. We're probably 15 to 20 miles-ish from the Colorado border, just south of I-70. I've been married for 7 years to my wife, Lexi. We have a 6-year-old boy. His name is Kaya, and a 3-month-old girl, and her name is Elsie, and you can see him right here in that picture together. I'm hoping to move into administrative position by next fall. Golfing and exercise, something I absolutely love to do, but with a new baby, golfing usually gets the axe. I'm just happy I still get to exercise every once in a while. And I'm also the Fellowship of Christian Athletes leader at our school. Education work-wise, I studied elementary education at Fort Hays State, but I found out that middle school was kind of my wheelhouse, so I ended up getting an endorsement in middle school science. I graduated from Fort Hays State in instructional technology for my graduate degree, and that was back in 2020, right when the pandemic hit, and I decided to come back and pursue administration, and hoping to finish that up by either this spring or through the summer. I work in Wallace County Schools. Been here this is my 9th year as a science teacher, and since it is a very small community, I have to wear a lot of hats at times, and so do the other junior high teachers. So this year I'm also taking on some math and history classes. I am the head junior high football coach and track coach, and have been ever since I moved here. Hey, so 10 takeaways I got through the assigned readings. The first one doesn't necessarily apply with the financial aspect of it, but it is a big thing that's overlooked by people going into administration. It's just the extracurricular activities, the attending games, plays, things like that. We have to attend these things to be able to show support for the students, represent the school, and there are a lot of other reasons. Just having somebody in charge and administration be at that event is important. And one thing people don't think about going into it, it's very time consuming. Second one that I found pretty interesting was it is the principal's responsibility to prepare the school budget and record revenue. And this includes creating yearly budget. It's absolutely vital for the district. So where does that money come from? I found that 48% of the school's budget from the state resources, from like taxes and fees. Another 44% comes from local tax, and the last 8% comes from federal sources. The fourth one, financial responsibilities, just understanding the school income must be handled in accordance and relevant requirements, regulations, and the rules, making sure that financial management follows all those guidelines. Understanding the financial reports, it's absolutely crucial for administration to be able to read those, just to keep the school afloat. So where does exactly, I mentioned earlier about local funding and where that comes from, and that typically comes from local taxes, make up the majority of the funding through the local community. I also found that principals are typically treated like middle school managers instead of them being like the CEO or the head of the school. Sometimes they're treated like middle managers. They don't have much control over the huge annual budget of public education spending, and I found that is mainly made by legislators and district level bureaucrats who really aren't involved in the classroom or the school anymore. Found that state and local dollars actually comprise of 92% of all the education spending. And so this leaves the bureaucrats, state legislators, to have more say in how that money is spent, rather than the people inside the school that knows exactly what the school needs. Their hands are kind of tied in that aspect. For federal school funding, I've never heard of improving teacher quality grants before, but this is something that they offer money for teacher training and develop programs within the local school and districts. And also like the Reading First program and the English language acquisition funding. I'd never heard of those before. And the last one I came across that I didn't know a whole lot about is fundraising. And that's something that happens. I see fundraising in our school all the time, but I actually never considered how it actually works. But whenever there is fundraising, the principal has to consider the guidelines of public education and make sure you're complying with those guidelines. And before conducting a fundraiser at all, you have to discuss the purpose with the staff and the students' parents. So at my district, the principal's role, from my viewpoint, I have seen that the superintendent actually makes most of all, if not all, of the financial decisions of the school. All requisitions end up having to go through the superintendent. But what I have seen the principal do at our school is handling the KEIS documentation, discipline, aligning curriculum, develop yearly schedules, attend events, your basic principal responsibilities. And so just concerns I have moving on into an administrative role from the financial aspect of it is understanding like what money can be spent and what account those funds need to come from, because I know there are a lot of different accounts that the school has. So it's like understanding what each of those are specifically for, and then just understanding, getting more fluent with with understanding and creating a budgetary report. Those are two things I'm really going to have to kind of sink my claws into and get a better grasp of. Here are my references. I look forward to taking this class. I'm a big numbers guy, so this class actually kind of excites me. I can't wait to learn how building finance actually works. Good luck to all of you, and thank you.